Harry had a little man.
We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Help is on the way.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
Have it on good authority that Republicans in the Senate will bring up a national abortion law sometime this week that would have a mandate of time of 15 weeks, which is what the Mississippi law called for.
Yes, we all want to be Mississippi, don't we, Sean? Don't we? Hello, everybody. You know, I mean, he did it. He did it. Lindsey Graham actually introduced a 15-week federal abortion ban.
I think we should have a law at the federal level that would say after 15 weeks, no abortion on demand, except in cases of rape, incest, to save the life of the mother. And that should be where America's at.
That should be where America's at. But America's not out there, okay? America isn't there. America wants you out of our medical lives, out of our decisions, right? And let me tell you, you know, what a front-running phony Lindsey Graham is. Because this was him just, August? What is this, the beginning of September? I mean, it's not even 60 days.
The point I'm trying to make is I've been consistent. I think states should decide the issue of marriage and states should decide the issue of abortion.
Okay, so if in August he was states should decide, and in September he's federal 15, trust me, it's going to be a total abortion ban if these people get back into power in any of the branches of government. If they get the executive branch, if they get the House, if they get the Senate, and you know, this is real. This is something that is actually crawling up inside of us. This is something that the federal government has no business inserting itself into, medical decisions that women have to make every single day of their lives. And they want to decide for you. And meanwhile, I've been really patient with this whole, you know, I don't even know what to call them, the corporate media. I have been really, really patient, thinking that they would, you know, somehow start backing off of this coverage of the Queen, that they would just start to understand that the coverage of the Queen is a little bit too much. This is like MH370 or whatever it was. I mean, Richard Quest was made for these never-ending stories. Never-ending. They are dragging a dead, pasty, wrinkled 96-year-old corpse around the world, and the freaking media is following every inch of it, every square mile of it. They just brought... She's coming off of a freaking cargo plane now. They're taking her off of a cargo plane. Enough already. Enough already. The Royal freaking Air Force taking an old woman, her dead corpse, all over the world. And by the way, can I just say this? No offense. Princess Diana ought to be the queen, not horsey-faced Camilla. Just saying it. Because they're making you complain about this. You know, nobody was going to complain about it. Everybody was, you know, willing to just let it go. Just let it go. The queen died. Long live the queen. Everyone was as respectful as they could. They are just like picking at scabs here. They just won't stop. They won't stop. And there's so much going on. Lindsey Graham is introducing a federal abortion ban, okay? You got 50 Russians, 50 of them, calling for Vlad's resignation. The whole of Russia is about to implode and or collapse, okay? I mean, the West has got to start thinking about a life post-Russian imperialism. You know, because it's going to happen. Ukraine has taken over the entire Northeast. They've taken back their land. Now they want the Russians out of freaking Crimea, where they've been for almost 10 years without any kickback, without any, you know, contretemps, without any, you know, war on the part of Ukrainians. And now they want them out of, you know, Crimea too. We're about to have a freaking midterm election that's going to decide the fate of our democracy. It's going to decide the fate of women in this country. It's going to decide the fate of men in this country. I mean, Lindsey Graham is very busy introducing federal bans on this, and gay marriage is next, because Chuck Schumer's like, hey, listen, while we have the Senate a little bit, why don't we codify, marriage? Why don't we do that?
We cannot forget that a mere decade ago, marriage discrimination was the law in much of the country. While we're happy that America's made a lot of progress since then, we're not naive in thinking we can't go backwards. As we saw earlier this year, it took the Supreme Court just a few weeks to unravel decades of vital precedent on women's rights, gun safety, and environmental protection. And, of course, Judge Thomas has opened the door for the court to go even further backward when he's saying that cases like Obergefell, which protect marriage equality for now, should be revisited. So when some Republicans say, oh, this is unnecessary, it won't happen, remember, that's the same thing they said about Roe. And look at where we are today. We should protect marriage equality now, well before the MAGA-controlled Supreme Court steps in. So I encourage my colleagues to continue these conversations. The American people support protecting marriage rights of same-sex marriages by large margin. So let's get it done.
Let's get it done. This is all going on. This is all happening. It's on. Rights are being, questioned, if not peeled away. And they're covering, a corpse. I don't understand it. Who's making these decisions, and why is it decided that the American population, ahead of one of the most important midterm elections that will decide literally the fate of democracy, whether or not we actually will have the right to vote in 2024. In 2024 depends on what we do in 2022. Whether or not we're able to make our own decisions for our own lives, marry who we want, give birth when we want, no forced Labor Day in our future, depends on this midterm election. And the freaking American media won't cover any of this. None of it. Adam Kinzinger, the January 6th committee is meeting again today in person, and Adam Kinzinger told the press, told the media, told anybody who would air it that there is likely going to be a criminal referral made by the January 6th Select Committee who are looking into the attempted overthrow of the United States government by the previous president. And nobody's covering that either. This is just so unbelievable to me. I've never seen a media this tone deaf to what is going on in their own neighborhood, their own country, their own states, their own, elections. I've never seen anything like this. Oh, and by the way, and just in case, you don't know this either, because they're dragging the corpse around some more, Lauren Boebert is like suicidal. I swear to God, she is declaring that the end times are near, and won't it be cool? It'll be so.
As you see the end draw near.
Oh my God.
We know that we are in the last of the last days, but it's not a time to complain about it.
What?
It's not a time to get upset about it. This is a time to know that you were called to be a part of these last days. You get to have a role in ushering in the second coming of Jesus. How cool is that?
Yes, I believe it was the Apostle Paul that said, dude, it's going to be so freaking awesome. What? Who made her national pastor? Who put her in charge? I mean, what do we have? We have, a national, priest now, and it's Lauren Boebert. Listen, this is crazy. This is madness. And it can't just be me that's feeling like the media just isn't doing their job here, with only 56 days left until a monumental decision will be made by the American people about whether or not we want politics to serve anger and hate and grievance and suicidal ideations of the end times, or are we willing to move forward into the 21st century? Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.